What's up, guys? Today's video is gonna be pretty simple video. I hope today is we're gonna go ahead and replace the old battery tray with this new one that I picked up from Summit. So pretty much this is what's gonna replace this. This one over here is pretty good. It's not that bad, but this one is where the battery acid and the battery set, so kind of corroded it. But if you can see, the firewall it's almost done. Got that piece over there welded in. Welded there. All I gotta do is weld in this hole, and then we're all done with the firewall. Then just straight sanding, primering, and then putting the color on. But for today, we're just gonna mess with the battery tray. It's only held on by a couple of spot welds. We're just gonna grind those down, cut it out, and try to fix some of the rust that's happening down here, because this battery tray has to sit like that. Since it's rusted out here, I'm gonna have to figure out a way how we're gonna do it, because it's just pretty bad metal underneath this tray right here. So should be easy. Maybe just gotta weld a couple here and there, new metal in or something like that. But we're gonna go ahead and give it a try. If not, then I'll just leave it open. But I kind of want to put this tray in. Either way, the battery's still not gonna go on this one. Probably gonna put the battery in the back, but just to have it in here, just gonna weld it on. All right, so I wanted to show you guys what I was doing. So you can see that it's a two-piece part. So this is where the battery trays sit, and then this is where the front of the chassis is. Well, not the chassis, but this is a unibody. This is like the front end of the car, and you can see that there's a two-part. It's this one right here, and then this is the battery tray, right? So along here is the seam to it. So I'm trying to go around and trying to take off the, I guess, where it was welded to the frame, which is kind of like, this is the frame. So I'm going around and I'm using the grinder and trying to break off those welds. You can see I got like a flathead screwdriver, and I'm just prying it up. So right here, it still needs to be worked on, trying to take off the welds. And then I'm slowly just working it out. Don't want to mess anything up. But here, this is part of the battery tray. These two parts. Since I was cutting it here, I ended up just cutting it straight through. And then the last part I'll do is just try to break this little metal plate off. Same thing with here. I just try to break off the metal plate from the wheel well here. So I'm slowly working at it. Once I break it off, I'll go ahead and grind it down. Like I said, underneath here, it's rusty. But you can see it's already poking holes through the metal, so it's already bad. So I'm hoping to see if I can save a piece of good metal so I can have something to weld it to, because I cannot weld it to here. I'm gonna have to weld it somewhere here, or make a piece to go here. But for right now, like I said, I'm just gonna try to break the battery tray out and then see where it goes from there. All right, this is a little other update on it. So you can see that I am starting to grind down, kind of grinding down where they tack welded it. Well, there's a weld. If you're gonna do this on yours, there's a weld here, there's another one right there, and there's one in here, this one, and this one. So there's at least what, 1, 2, 3, like 5 of them that are holding this side down. And then this part, there's some that's holding it from underneath. Let me see if I can show you. There's some of these right here, right there. There's these that's holding it down too. I'm gonna cut it with the grinder straight right here, and then go ahead and just do this part on its own. And some of these little welds that are here, the plug welds, I'm just gonna leave them like that. Later on I'll come in with the grinder and smooth it out. But that's pretty much how it's going. I'll cut you back on when I start cutting this, and when I'm gonna get to this part. I just wanted to show you the progress. So I ended up cutting out the old one, which is right here. I had to do it in sections and, you know, cut it up and all that stuff, but I ended up getting it off. And the other little pieces are right here. It's kind of difficult, but I ended up getting it. I just gotta go in here in the back on this metal and cut out. I gotta cut out this metal right here, so that way I could put some new one in. But it ended up coming out pretty good. So I had to go in here and grind down this with this 80 grit disc, so that way I could start plug welding it. I'm gonna drill holes into this frame, into the battery tray, the new one. That way I could just plug weld it in, have it sit. But I still gotta go in there and massage it in and do some little bit of work. But that's how it came out so far. All right, so this is how I have it right now. I drilled in these holes with the drill bit, so that way I could weld it. It sits up high like this, but it's because I have these two clamps down, and I can't really clamp it down here. So when I weld, when I'm gonna weld it, I'm just gonna push it down with my hand and see if I could just get some welds in. But yeah, that's pretty much how it came out. So if you see that, so you see there's a hole right here, right? You can see through. It's because I had to cut out this piece right here. And these are rust holes. These are not factory hose. This is because of rust. You can see that right here I'm gonna have to end up making a piece to come down, because this is how this one sit, like that. So I'm gonna have to go and make a piece for that. But for right now, I'm gonna get the grinder, grind this, and then start seeing if I could just tack weld it down. All right, there you go. I wanted to record it before my camera dies, but like I said, when I had told you before, I drilled these holes in them so I could spot weld them. My welds are not that good, like I said, but it did get the job done. For the high parts, like this, it kind of comes up high. The new battery tray comes up a little bit high, and I try to hammer it down with a hammer, but it just didn't want to sit low. So what I did was I went ahead and just did some secured welds here, here, and another one here. But I went all the way around, just tack weld everything. I'm gonna come in and clean it up with the grinder maybe tomorrow, but there's that. There you go. I know there were some holes that I was supposed to drill here, but I just didn't want to do that. Just wanted to make it more simple. So I'm gonna come in here with some like caulking sealer and just seal all this up. I'm not gonna use some body filler on this. I'm gonna use some sealer, like some panel sealer, and I'm just gonna go ahead and run it through the gaps so it doesn't happen again where it rusts again. But I ended up drilling these two holes and I welded those in, drill these two holes, weld those in. I'm not gonna show you me doing this part because I don't really think it's necessary to show you guys, but I'm just gonna go in there and weld in a new panel to fill in this gap. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the new battery tray that I installed. The only thing I gotta weld next is just this, and then after that, gonna go ahead and do some sanding, body filler, and that's the engine base pretty much done. These holes that are on here, I'm not gonna spend my time and weld these up, so I'm just gonna leave those like that. But all right guys, so stay tuned on the next video. I'm just gonna be welding up that, and then like I said, that's all I have to do. But I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I would try to put my Instagram at the end of the video. I forget sometimes, but I'll put the Instagram on the end of the video if you guys want to follow me. Sometimes I do little work besides recording, and if you guys want to follow me there, you go ahead. All right guys, peace out.